Hey everyone, so as of recording this, it's 4/28, 2026, and the video has, 92,000 views. Thank you guys for watching the video in the first place, but I feel as if I did get a few things wrong, and I feel like I want to clarify some of my points, while also highlighting some common criticisms that I got in the original comment section of the video that I kept seeing over and over, and also highlighting some really interesting comments that I thought were really good. So I want to give some clarifications, show the insight of pretty interesting comments that I saw and liked, and reply to some criticisms. So 0, why I'm making this video. Oh, I already just said that. I wanted to add on to the previous one, general replies, comments, clarifications, and corrections. So 1, the Bedfellows comic correction. So here's what I wrote. I heard it was on E621 and it is a pornography comic. So I won't read it since I do not want to see pornography, let alone pornography of 2 furry gay characters. Last thing I want to see is that, I'll watch plenty of things. I'm not gonna straight up watch furry pornography and then review it. I think I'm just not gonna do that, especially if it's gay. I'm just not interested in seeing something like that ever. Oh yeah, also, when I was trying to find the actual comic, I don't know if people are talking about I think people are talking about the pornography comic one, because I know E621 is a pornography website. I know one thing that made me laugh was there's some comments like, you didn't even look. Why didn't you even look on E621? And it's like, I forgot E621 even existed until I read this comment section, and I was unfortunately reminded of its existence. So no, I'm not going to read the comic and talk about it. Okay, that's a totally ridiculous move, I think, in my personal opinion. But I do appreciate everyone pointing out that I did miss a comic, because what I would do, I would go on the Fur Affinity and look at the Shenanigans account, and I was like, is this the comic? But I didn't think it was the comic because it was the motion comic, where it's like the screenshots from each episode. So I was like, I guess I just can't find it, right? And then I found that niche Tumblr post that I showed in the video where it said that it was deleted. So I was like, okay, I guess it was just deleted off the internet and no one has it. Well, turns out it's on E621. You guys can go look at the E621 Bedfellows gay pornography comic. I won't comment on its quality because I refuse to look at that. Point 2, the third act of Bedfellows clarification. So there are some people saying like, hey, you ignored the third act of Bedfellows. And while I was writing the script, I wanted to go with that specific kind of interpretation that I had, because it feels like, at least with the interpretations that I saw of the Bedfellows and also the ones that I created, the third act kind of just like destroyed like every single interpretation. Basically, it made all of them completely nonsensical. Okay, let's say it's all in Sheen's head. Why would Sheen be imagining him getting better for fatigue and then actually being in a mental institution and then getting out and he's better? Like, what? That doesn't even make any sense. Or like, let's say it's from Fatigue's point of view, where it's like he's romanticizing the idea of Sheen in his head, Well, it's like you're romanticizing him, but at the end it shows that he's in the facility. So what, did he get out and then they got back together after they already started over, as we see in the flashback parts? The third act of Bedfellows is it just confuses everything. Basically, it feels more like it's some kind of alternate universe version of the first act of Bedfellows, as opposed to like a continuation of Act 2 of Bedfellows, in my personal opinion, which is why I just decided not to talk about it. It just confused everything and made the theories way weirder to try and create. So 2.5, I want to highlight some really good comments that I saw. These are some comments I really liked. So Afix Twin says, now I really like this one because it actually corrected me on things I didn't know about. It said, your interpretation has some true aspects, but it isn't fully correct. The second batch of uploads did not represent Chris Patrick's loss of passion for the Bedfellows, as Chris Patrick is still active on Bedfellows' Twitter page and has recently expressed interest in continuing the Bedfellows. Okay, very interesting. I did not know of that, actually. Of course, my main resource for learning about how Chris felt about the series was the 2019 end stream that he had. That's really niche. You have to go find it. Of course, I made sure to link it in the video, so if you guys wanted to go see it, the description. So if you guys want to go see that video, the end stream yourself, you can go on ahead and watch that 2-hour end stream. It was pretty entertaining. I liked it. You know, you guys can get that kind of history what the Bedfellows is from watching that. So that's where I got the idea that he completely lost passion for the project, because he was like, I'm stopping Bedfellows, I'm not going to continue it. That's what he said in the stream. So I was like, okay, that's probably what he actually meant. The second act more than likely represents how Sheen tries to manage his anger and become a better person overall, but ultimately fails, leading to the final episode, Collect Call. Something else I'd like to add is that the third set of uploads actually is a nod to Sheen eventually improving his character and getting back with fatigue. In the episode Ladder, we see Sheen is watching what seems to be a clip of the second set of Bedfellows episodes. This implies that, contrary to popular belief, the third batch takes place after the second batch and Collect Call. So no, Collect Call isn't the end of the Bedfellows, but just kind of like a slump, or maybe I'm looking into it too deep. No dude, you're looking into it perfectly deep enough. I was not looking at this third batch or the third act of Bedfellows deep enough, honestly. I just watched it and I was like, oh, this is like the first part, but like I just was like, oh, this is like the first part, but not as raunchy and also still not very funny. So here's what Reverend KJ said. This is short. What if they're both the same character? One part is fully into his identity and the other denial. Very interesting little theory here. I think that that's actually pretty cool. Like what? They're both fatigue. One part is fully into his identity. The other is like, that's a cool little thought. I like that one. Here's another disagree that I really liked. Orangey Bear said, I respect your opinion. I personally like it because it's an early mid 2010 show, so it reminds me of that era. It's an era I didn't really get to experience in full because I was a kid. Same here. I'm 20 years old right now. I only experienced what a kid could know and understand at a level where I wasn't really that exposed to YouTube or the internet. In fact, that's kind of what got me into liking My Little Pony and its own fandom. Plus, I find more offensive humor funny in general, as long as the creator doesn't harbor genuine hatred to whoever might find this offensive, like for example Stone Toss. So about that, I will talk about the edgy humor thing later, but I really do agree with that one. This is a very interesting disagreement here. It's very respectful, it's very cool, and you know, I actually agree with that generally, but what I don't agree exactly with, or this might be controversial, but I think that you can actually feel a negative feeling towards a specific group and make offensive jokes about them and still be funny. I think that that's fully possible. I've seen a lot of people be able to do that. I don't think that having genuine hatred towards a person makes your joke more or less funny. It just means that it means that your joke is coming from a weirder place, and so if it fails, that's when it starts being weird. And that's my main problem with the Bedfellows. The jokes usually just fail, but I'll talk about that a little later. So second to last comment that I wanted to highlight said, Tails Straw XD said, I always thought the new animation style represented the way Fatigue saw Sheen. Abuse victims often romanticize and or minimize their abuser's actions. In the answering machine video, Sheen's back to the way he was. The visual style is also back to the way it was, or back to reality as it were. Very freaking good little analysis here. I like that one. Like Tails was cooking here. I mean, that makes so much sense. I don't know. I was about to say, I don't know how I thought of that, but hey man, everyone's gonna see things differently from me, so I love reading these kind of comments. So Yogurt TPP Grill, he said Sheen, and then he referenced the whole Planet Sheen opening. That was so funny. What? That comment only has 2 likes for some reason. That was one of the funniest comments in the whole thing. That was a hilarious comment. Oh my gosh. Okay, so 3, common critique reply. Mad because it's edgy / Gen Z critique. So I saw quite a few people critiquing that I didn't like the humor because it's edgy or because I'm Gen Z, so I wouldn't get it, right? And I kind of look at this, I kind of look at it like as a flatly no. You know what I mean? Like, I like edgy humor. It feels so silly to have to say something like that, because me calling the show edgy was never like a critique or like me saying that it's bad because it's edgy. My critique is that it's repetitive. It's basically its only joke overall, as I even made this short about it. 80% of the show is some kind of physical abuse or like sexual or some kind of sex joke or abuse joke.
28 episodes out of the 35 or
80% of the show
are these 2 forms of humor. The show suffers majorly from repetition, which is one of the main things that
kills comedies.
Not to mention the fact that a majority of these jokes are not clever in any way.
You know, and if your show is mostly just that, those jokes can be funny, but even then, if they are still, even if they're funny, right, that's gonna eventually get old. Like 80% of a show being that is completely insane. That's the math I did in the short. I might play a little bit of it in this video, I don't know, so you can see the specific episode listings that I did and see all the proof that I gave. But no, I'm not mad because it's edgy. I'm mad because it's just repetitive, and so that makes it unfunny. And also the jokes just are not that creative. Also, me being Gen Z has nothing to do with it. I don't know why this was such a prevalent like critique that I saw so many times. Like there are like hundreds of comments saying this, I think. And it's like, no, you know, I find, you know, older cartoons like MLP.MOV, for example, really freaking funny, even though it's also offensive. Common critique reply. So this is the second one I wanted to reply to. This was normal back then. No, this was not normal back then. Okay, the Bedfellows were not like this was not like regular humor. Like, it was more okay to joke about stuff like this back then. Yes, you can make rape jokes, you can make like these domestic abuse jokes. You could definitely do that, right? Like if a modern show tried to do what Bedfellows did like today, it probably wouldn't work out, right? And I think on one hand that sucks, but I think it's also fair to say like this wasn't actually like that normal back then. You know, big successful internet shows were not doing this sort of thing. Now generally a lot of like, I think a lot of different webtoons would use like rape jokes and stuff like that. What I'm thinking of is more like parody things, like, you know, Gonzamzams, I don't remember how to say it. It's that Minecraft video where it was so fucking funny. It's really wrong, but it was this Minecraft video where Steve was like raping a creeper or something, and he's like, "Bring me that ass." That was so funny. Oh my gosh, that was funny. And it's like, yeah, you could joke about something like that back then. But that's not like that. Even stuff like that was wild at the time it came out. Like that was still crazy back then, you know. And pretending that the Bedfellows was just like totally like normal, or like it just wasn't. Okay, it really wasn't. But yeah, I think that's pretty much all I wanted to say about this. I thought this video would end up being longer. So number 5, the end. Leave suggestions on what I should check out next, or if I missed something else. So before I close out the video, I'm just gonna try to think a little bit about what else I might want to say. No, I don't really have anything else to say, I don't think. But one thing I do appreciate is that the creator who made Bedfellows actually commented on the video and said the Rodfellows is funny. Oh yeah, actually I want to go ahead and clarify this thing. I might have said, I don't know if I said it in the post, but I definitely said it in like a members only video before, where I said I will review the Rodfellows. That was before I actually watched it. Oh my gosh, the Rodfellows is just so bad. It's like so bad that I don't even understand what's happening in it, right? Because the audio balancing is terrible, right? I don't know why those like, I don't know why, you can tell like, I don't know, it's like Rodfellows is like one of those shows where you can look at the art style and be like, okay, what the heck, what in the DeviantArt is this? That's what the Rodfellows is like. And it's like the audio balancing makes it impossible to interpret, man. You know, I was trying to watch the earlier episodes of the Rodfellows before they had actual voice acting, and they use like AI voices. They use like this is like 8 years ago. This is not like Gemini, like ChatGPT level voice. This is like text to speech. Like, you know those like old meme videos of like people playing like Roblox and trolling people, and they'd use the AI voice instead of a real voice to talk? It's like that. It's so bad. I can't review it. It's like something I cannot review. I cannot sit down. Look, I can't review the Rodfellows, right? I can't review something if I can't even understand what exactly is going on in it, you know? I mean, it's trash. It's trash. I mean, I'm gonna let the other people who talked about it talk about it. I'm not talking about the Rodfellows. Next time I'm probably gonna talk about like dick figures or something. I don't know. Right now I'm really in a craze of working on my personal comic. Yeah, you can join my story server if you want, critique my stuff. Most of my stories are terrible except for like 3 of them, so it's whatever. Yeah, most of my stories are pretty bad, except Norwalshire, 500 years, but whatever, less about me. In the name of the Father, Son, Holy Spirit, amen. May God bless you, and I hope that you have a great day. Also, I don't know if I said this, leave suggestions. I live off of your suggestions. I'm not actually very good at finding old webtoons myself. And again, I'm 20. I didn't grow up with these old shows like Bedfellows, for example, okay? I'm a Gen Zer, okay? I love brain rot. I love Skibidi Toilet. Anyway, I'll see you guys later.